You recording? No. What's going on? There's too many. When did the game even start? Okay, I'll introduce this. So we have a game on Duel here. You have a Duel .25 commentary going on. You have me, RedManMark, Dominus Noctis, and Destroyer in the room. And
I'm not here.
Dominus is definitely there, and Mighty Master is also here, but he will not be commentating because he is very tired. Dominus, would you like to introduce our players since I did such a crap job last time?
And saying the wrong name and then forgetting the other one. Yes, on the top we have Defiant, who is our Dominion player. We will wait to see what avatar he is. As you can see, he has queued up quite a few miners at the start. And on the bottom we have Wolf, our green Dominion player, who has also queued up miners. Terribly exciting, and he has no yard yet. He is going for a double economy start. I hope.
Dominion versus Dominion is always interesting. I bet someone S2 spams.
Yes, I bet so too. And as you can notice, our first blood has already been taken because a scout has died while we weren't paying attention.
And we all know that Dominus hates it when people do not look after their scouts.
Yes, it's so sad. Those 10 individuals, or in this case, these 15 Jem'Hadar, they just went to their doom without actually supporting anything, any good cause, any vengeance, anything. If I may note, on the top, Defiant has begun his first unit, which is our B8. Now, I'm surprised to note that he's not taking the center. He is, in fact, going off to the side. Now, normally, when you try to go off to the side, you want to send your maybe second or third miner or constructor out. So you start with 2. You want to send your first one that's built out there because, as you notice, all this mining is set up. All these yards are set up. And this prototype will probably finish even before the yard is put up. So you'd like to have that all set up. That way you have a little bit of anti-rush capability if you're up against somebody who puts their yards up first and sends out a bunch of bugs or something like that.
Yep, and also to also point out is that when people lose their scouts, they do not tend to rebuild them, which is also the other pet hate of Dominus, because scouts are key.
Yes. I have many pet hates, including this map, which I don't understand why we keep playing this map.
Dominus, different discussion.
Indeed, and what unit he's going to build, I am not sure. He has not actually queued up anything because he has no yards whatsoever. So the only thing he has an option of is the little bug, the A20 attack destroyer. And if you notice, we have something unusual going up at the top. Defiant is starting out with a tech lab, so it's quite likely that his second yard will be, in fact, a large yard. Probably going for either T15 or most likely, because this is a popular unit, the B5 battle cruiser, the fighter carrier unit.
I would bet my rental student house on it that it's going to be a B5.
Deal. I will bet your house on that. So you have heard it now, just live on this wonderful recording of
Fleet Ops.
Fleet Ops, yes. that Mark is betting the farm on this one unit choice. Destroyer, you want to say anything about that?
I live in a room in a student house.
of Mark's student house farm.
Dominus, if I'm right, I get to have your. Dom, if I'm right, I get to have your pussycat.
You can come here and take it.
And think about what I'm really asking for there. And who's sitting on the couch.
Yes. Thank you for that.
It's cool. Right. Going back to the game at hand.
After objectifying women, we go back to the game, and we have an S2 down at the bottom.
Yes. I'd like to
so we'll
say
notice something very interesting. We have the S2, which is a small ship, despite looking like a medium-sized ship. And in fact, we have B8s, which have lots of pulses. So pulses versus a nice S2, which is anti-long range. We should have some interesting games here. Yes.
Also, the very good placement there of both yards. So my throat's terrible, so you guys had to hear that there. The small yard on Defiant side is right next to your starbase for protective purposes. Wolf has gone for it near his miners so he can easily repair them should he get attacked there.
Yes.
So both going for different strategies there where they think their yard should be placed.
So I have to actually make a few complaints about these yard placements.
Here we go.
Yes, here we go. Wolf has placed his yard just below a dilithium moon, and what this means is that any ship that comes in is going to first have to go all around this dilithium moon, head down here, and head into the yard, and then it's going to go smack right into the dilithium moon again when it comes out, which means it's going to lose momentum, not be able to get engaged in the firefight. So I would prefer to see that yard moved up about 3 grid squares to the top and to the left. And for Defiant, I would like to see his yard moved over, because putting it next to the starbase, while it's a good late game tactical strategy, in the early game when you're being raided, which obviously we're not seeing at all in this game, it would be really nice to have that in a position where it's surviving.
I'd like to argue that raid
by
Dominus.
Wait, that destroyer has something to say. Nope. Well, I had no clue.
Yeah, it's the 2 bugs.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to destroy that before it's finished, to be honest.
No, it is going to finish unless Defiant makes the wrong choice of stopping it before. It should be able to finish. It's only got 10 more seconds. These B8s are coming in. They're going to be able to take out a bug most likely. If they don't stop moving, they should approach to close range and they will be able to kill that bug. They could even capture it if they'd like, which I'd prefer to see. But we're not going to see that.
There you go, it's finished.
Nope, we're not going to see that. That is such a shame. Yes. He didn't switch it either, so I'm surprised. Oh, T-15s? Look who owes us the family farm. Mr. RedManMark, will you pay up, sir?
Bugger.
I believe you owe me a pussycat and a family farm.
Look what his second unit is. Just take a look at what his second unit is.
Yes, but that's not what his first unit is.
Fine, Dominus.
Therefore,
you get to have my
lost
house.
the game. So now we notice something very interesting. He wants to go for this large unit. Now T-15s are long range, and S2s are a short range unit, which is anti-long range. Now normally this would be a problem, but T-15s are medium sized. That means that torpedoes miss them more often. They have a pulse armament, which does more against these small size S2s, and they have a blade of armor, which negates 50% of the damage from these S2s. So T-15s are basically a hard, medium counter to S2s. So it would be very nice to see him continue with S2s rather than switch over right away.
But we have got another raid going on. If you take a look.
We see what's going to happen with this yard placement.
There's a more important raid going on. You've got a bunch of S2s and a bomber attacking his tri-mining, so he is trying to starve him.
A bomber.
Not a bomber, because that's what retards call them. A bug.
Yes, a bug. Now, I'd really like to see him switch these miners into their other mode. That way he has a little more micro potential out of these.
I don't think he should pull out. I don't know what he's doing. He should definitely finish off that miner. No.
Well, he has a scout, and so he's able to see that the B8s are coming, and he doesn't want to lose any more ships. But he has the advantage. 3 S2s versus 2 B8s. He could kill these pretty quickly. The T-15 is a little bit to worry about, but he hasn't seen that yet.
He did get that other miner, though, which was nice to see.
And now, we'll notice that our dear friend Defiant has only 500 dill, about 500 tri, 15 supplies. He can't afford a supply buy. He can't do supply mining. He is stuck. So he needs to make this count. And he has not chased after these S2s. He's stopped. So he's going to have a really hard time recovering from this.
Yep, as you can see, Wolf has plenty of supplies. He will probably buy supply, though he has got supply production up. Yep.
Right. He only has one, though, and this won't be enough to suffice. He really needs to buy supply in order to get up to that limit and then put down another supply dock. You need two really to support each yard.
Let's go for that there. He did buy supply. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
And also, what's interesting is actually Wolf went for early economy. That was his plan from the beginning, hence why he had no ships.
Yes. So this T-15, if it keeps following, is going to kill this S2. And I would really like to see these other B8s that are down here move over and intercept the middle. Oh, that T-15 vanished. Why? Oh.
He obviously felt outnumbered there. It's a bit of a shame.
Right now they have about even ships. Yes. I would really like to see... so Defiant is going to make another mining station right here, which is exactly what I was about to to talk about, because he really does need this try. If you notice, he can't continue these supply buys. He can't continue building any Ketracell synthesizers without this tritanium. It's very important for him right now. And although he has this B5, which was a tremendous mistake in my opinion due to the supply costs, each one of these costs, I think, about 80 supply, so he's not going to be able to afford these very quickly without any supply mining. So
no, he's probably going
he has this, but he won't be able to do anything with it for a time. The B5 battle cruiser prototype also only carries 3 fighters instead of the usual 4, so even that he's not going to have tremendous amounts of capability there. And you can see that these S2s are building up in numbers.
Yeah, he's going to get raided again.
Yes, and this try is really as important for him, and you can see that he just made it move out of the way. That bug is going to probably go down if he...
No, it didn't.
I want to see this B5 and these 2 battle cruisers, or sorry, B8s move over, and that other miner start to do something. Because right now he's sitting on 42 try. He can't actually do anything at all.
He obviously bought supply because he obviously wants to get some more B5s out there.
Right. But he can't afford to do this without switching over miners to the try. He needs to give up on trying to build a mining station right there and just actually mine. He's close enough to do that. So, and you notice one miner has already switched over. The other one should move over as well and get him some try. Yes. Yep. Exactly. And so this is actually one of the only unlimited abilities in fleet operations that still remain. The other one is nanites. And this one basically boosts up your attack power of all the units that are friendly nearby you, even allies. So it's quite a good use. Now, I'd really like to see this motto from StarCraft 2 put into play, which is, when you're ahead, get more ahead. You notice that there are 2 unoccupied dilithium moons here. I want to see somebody take those. Especially, I would like to see Wolf take them. He has the upper hand. He has map control. He could easily force Defiant into a more definitively losing position.
Defiant has got another B5 coming out in a few seconds, and that miner is still doing nothing, unfortunately. It's just sitting there.
And he's still on 76 try. Now, if you notice... If you notice what's happening a lot of the time is that Defiant is letting his prey escape. And now, while this is normally a wonderful tactic for ensuring that your enemy loves you, in fleet operations, we don't want our enemy to love us. We want them to hate us. So I would really like to see Defiant click ahead of his enemy units, really mob them, get on top of them, and kill these units that are escaping with no shields. Because S2s, those things, they have relatively weak hulls. Their subsystems are quite weak, so they can be taken out quite quickly if he continues to push his advantage.
Yep. Going back to Defiant, God, my brain's on Dominus, going back to what we were talking about before, you'll see that Wolf is expanding now, and he sent a maintenance unit over there. He will start to expand.
Yes, and at the same time, he's building a large construction yard. So we will be seeing probably his own B5s, maybe his own T15s. I'm not sure quite yet. This S2 mass is quite incredible at the moment. I don't think so. So what I see is now Defiant finally is building a scout. Now this would have come in handy quite a bit earlier because you notice that Defiant has been splitting his forces over and over again. And he really did not need to do this if he had just a scout, because he could have planted a scout in the middle of the map, seen where this force was, and kept all his fleet bunched up.
He is chasing the S2 though. Hopefully yes. He will get that.
Yes, but these the very important B8s are all going to be annihilated by these S2s. It's very important to keep the B8s back and to keep your TA-15s in front so they're the first to be targeted.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a battle going now.
Now, another thing to notice is that Defiant is still trying to retreat these large ships out. He really, at this point, it doesn't make a difference to retreat all your ships at once. You just want to retreat the one ship to keep them all in combat. And you don't even really want to retreat these B8s when they're being auto-targeted. because all their firepower is forward. They're going to die anyway. They're never going to make it out against these S2s. So it's really important just to kill as much as possible. And we've got a little physics block there, getting stuck on that.
And a physics box again. Oh,
yes, he needs to path around these units. The great thing about fighters is that they will continue chasing after quite a long range, about artillery range, so you can get quite a few kills if you're careful. The leash range is quite a lot. Yes. Now that's a reasonable idea. It's not anything that will counter anything in particular. It's just a tanky unit. He's not facing any short-range units. The long-range units actually will do more to the T-15s, or actually the T-15s will be able to do less to the long-range units. Sorry about that. We notice again that Defiant is tritanium locked. He needs to switch these dilithium miners over. He needs to get his tritanium off the ground. He needs to take an expansion, a sneaky expansion. Nobody is scouting that, so he can easily take these things. And he needs to have his fleet in a better position because he's going to get annihilated.
What the problem is he actually had to buy supply again, because again he's not getting supply up. This B5 strategy is really costing him quite dearly. As I said, they're very expensive, so he can only put about 2 before he's literally having to buy more supply, which is only getting more and more expensive for him in the long run. And of course he's trying to build big beats at the same time.
And he will lose that large construction yard.
He won't.
The only reason he won't lose that is if, well, starts targeting miners. And at this point I would argue that the construction yard is more valuable because it takes a long time to build that, and once he loses that, he won't have any way to defend that location.
And of course, while his B5s repair, the fighters will carry on doing what they do best, which is shooting at ships.
It's interesting to note what a tactical decision a large yard or any type of yard makes when you have this type of facility, because basically you can just stay there, cycle your ships in and out, and you don't have to worry about really having much outnumberedness. This is our defender's advantage, but it can only last so long. And you notice that we still have only 153 try and 18 supply. We're going to have great difficulty rebuilding.
He really needs to. He should have. Well, he really should have expanded to the right over there, where no one actually has scouted at all. Once so far, he could.
We also notice that there's a second large construction yard going up, and at the bottom left of the map, Wolf has also placed another Ketracell synthesizer some time ago. So now he has enough for 2 yards for supply, but he does not have enough to support 3 or even 4 yards for that matter. So he may stop production entirely on these small yards. As you notice from his main base yard, he has already stopped production. So maybe he will just totally switch into T-15s or something heavier.
Yep, he's got quite the fleet amassing here. Don't really know what Defiant's going to do in this situation. He really is in a very bad spot because of those early game decisions. He has got that
again
supply
got
mining
only 3 supply.
Up. That supply mining won't do much for him at the moment. It's too early.
And if you notice, he's building his Ketracell White facility directly at his Tri-Moon on his expansion, which is a very dangerous spot given that he has no map control.
Yeah, much of a choice. Again, he can get some good kills here with those B5s if he does play a game of chase. Because, like I said, the artillery range on the fighters means they will chase. They're a lot less aggressive.
Yes, most likely.
Gone back to building out his expansion. So he really wants to build it there. He really wants to get it up. He knows he's desperate for Ketracell White. He's got no miners now at that expansion either. I don't really know how beneficial it's going to be. So they've got 2 lithium miners at the moment as well. He's really not in a good spot. He's got 2 miners in his titanium. He's got 3 in his titanium, so he's really struggling here.
He will get at least 1 miner kill. He's most likely going to try to retreat now, and he's losing a lot of fighters. And you can see that Wolf is leveling up quite a bit. His ships are ranking up off those fighters, and those fighters each take about 25 seconds to regenerate. So he's going to be left in a lurch now when he retreats, and that B8 is going to go down. There is no way that can escape.
I reckon he could probably, if he fought, he could probably capture. Then again, those S2s do drop like flies.
Now you notice how far away Defiant is fighting from his yard. His units are retreating backwards, but this is already too late. He won't be able to make it to the yard probably with any units.
No.
They'll all just get caught out. And I think that is going to be our final coup. There we go. We have the glorious Goober.
Yeah,
and watching the fireworks.
This will be my last commentary, as I have no
home
anymore.
Because actually Mark is heading to Mars on a manned mission.
Well, I'm basically living in a bin, because Domus now owns my room.
Oh yeah, that's correct. I own your room and your pussycat. So I'd like those 2 shipped to my house over here if you don't mind. The address is what address should I give here?
I don't think you should give your real address because you may get some hate mail, probably from me.
Yes. You can find me at my alias. My alias is Rash. You can find my house there.
It's been a pleasure doing these free commentaries I have done. It's a shame that these have been involved due to my lack of living quarters. I hope you've enjoyed them.
Well, don't worry. I will treat your pussycat well, and your house even better. So I hope to enjoy you all. And next time we will be playing Mark Tries to Win Back His House.
I like that game. I do like that game. We are going to get to see some fireworks here, which is always nice.
Wait,
so,
what have you done into your house? You've booby-trapped it?
You know what? I probably should do that. Leave some little...
Wolf, he's leaving a bug ship. You know, that's going to cost him the game right there. Leaving that bug ship without shields, life support, or anything else.
Yeah,
very ashamed. I'm going to drag us back into the other channel.
User was moved to your channel.